Today I'm going to be working on my 2007 Toyota Camry. I'm going to put some front brakes on it. These are the pads. That's what they look like. It's a piece of about 1/4 inch steel plate with a brake material fused to it. Anyway, that's what I got to replace. We'll start by removing the wheel. Now, if you don't have one of these little dandy things, you just have to do it the old-fashioned way and get a lug wrench. So let's go ahead and look what we got to take off here. That big round thing, that's the brake disc. We don't need to take that off, at least not yet. This right here, that silver thing, that's the caliper. That's what squeezes against that disc, causes the wheel to stop. I'm going to remove that caliper. To do that, we need to remove this big bolt right here. There's another one on the bottom. 17mm bolt. I'll take those two off and the whole caliper come right off the suspension. Kind of give you some orientation. That's the McPherson strut. I'm looking almost straight up towards the top of the car. It's easy to lose your orientation in this. Anyway, let me get this one off. Let me see if I can get my other hand. Hold on. And get my socket on it. Okay, let me get it. Perfect. Got it. Oh, it's actually quite loose. Now that I got it loose, it comes off by hand. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take this safety wire and I'm going to attach it to that caliper, and then I'm going to attach it up to the suspension. You get that last bolt, plus a couple of turns out, and the hole simply come out. There it is. Okay, let's get it wired up here. There we go. Alright. The next thing I found is to make this job really easy, I want to take this caliper assembly and remove it from the piston here. There's a piston housing. There's a bolt here and a bolt over here. Once I remove that, I can get that off. Let's go ahead and get this disc off. This comes right off now. We can just set that aside. Just take a look at it. Don't see any scoring. Looks pretty good to me. Boy, that comes out really easy. That's off. Got one more. That's it. Now I got the actual caliper away from the piston. I can work on this separately. Alright, let that hang. And there's where the brake pads are. That one's kind of thin. You can see, I'll give you a close-up view of everything, but it's really easy to work on once it's over here. Now let me if you've never done this before, it's a good idea to note where all these clips and everything are. There's a clip here on the top of this one. Get it out, if you can see what I'm talking about. There's a clip right there. Nothing on the bottom of this one. And then there's two of these spring clips that push the shoes apart, or the pads apart. Because we want to make sure we get it all back together exactly like we took it apart. All right, let's get these out. Look, there's some clips in here. I'll take those out and try how to fix those in a minute or replace them. There are the pads. I'm going to take the spring clip out if I can. There, that one comes out good. This one, let's see if there it goes. You can see how much they've worn down from the old to the new. Now I'm going to clean this up and we'll put it all back together. Alright, to clean it, I got some of this brake clean Okay, the next thing I need to do is replace these clips. They're like a bearing service. They also provide a little piece of metal that rubs against the brake disc and gives you that squealy sound when they get down low on the brake pads. What I want to do is just pop these off, come right off with a screwdriver. I just spring clipped on, put this one back on in its place. If I can get it in there. There we go. There's a clip here that we got to replace. They gave us 2 new ones. They go on this end. So what I'm going to do is I'll put just like this, just like that. And I know that I need to put this clip on this one. Let's put the clip on there, if I can get it on. There we go. I'm going to put the clip on this one. Alright, if I can get it on there. There we go. Alright, I got this little packet of graphite grease. I'm not going to use hardly a bit of this because I don't want to be getting any grease on my brakes. Alright, now I can put the brake pads back into the caliper. I've got the clips all in and I've got the brake pads in. Now I'm going to put these spring clips in. They do have a tendency to push the shoes apart, so I'm going to hold these together. Then we're going to drop them into the piston assembly. Okay, what's going on here is this piston is pushed out over the lifespan of these brakes. It's now pressed out of the cylinder, so I've got to push this puck back in. I got this massive C-clamp. Let me just go ahead and tighten it up. Push this thing back in. It's at least even. There we go. All the way in. Perfect. Alright. Turn it over and carefully get it in. Alright, let's get this part. Turn on the car. When I first push it, go way down because the pistons have all been compressed. Oh yeah, it goes all the way to the floor. But after we pump it a couple of times, it should come right up. Yeah, it's doing good. First things first, let's make sure it stops before we leave the driveway. Oh, looks good. I'll have to take it for a trip. Okay, everything is working good. But thanks for watching my brake fixing video.